Hi there everybody, it's Verity here from inkybutterfly.com. Thank you for joining me today for another card making tutorial, and we are making a quick and simple Christmas card today using Perfectly Plaid. This is a favourite from last year that's returned in the catalogue, with these lovely stylised Christmas trees and a bunch of sentiments to go with them. So that's what we're using. It does have a matching punch, so we do have this lovely pine tree punch that does coordinate with the set, but I don't believe it is available as a bundle. If it is, the bundle price will be listed in the blog and linked in the description. Okay, so that's what we're using, and you'll see from my sample card here that I've just used some traditional colours with real red, shaded spruce and granny apple green to create our trees. And there's a couple of layers of dimension on there as well, just to sort of add a bit of varavoom. Okay, but otherwise a very, very simple card to make. Okay, so we're going to go non-traditional, just have some fun with some colour because I just wanted to just use something different. And we're just going to make a blue card, sort of like, you know, that bit of a frosty feel to it. Pacific Point is a colour that doesn't get a lot of love, in my opinion. We don't see a lot of it in use, so going with a Pacific Point card base, and I'm going to go Night of Navy to complement that, just to bring out that matte. So I'm really liking this size mat at the moment. So my mini mats are a whole inch smaller, so 3 by 4 3/4. These are ½ inch smaller, so this is 3.5 by 5 1/4. So you just get that deep border on the actual card base, but you've got a bit more area to fill with the stamping. Alright, okay, so if I just grab this one, I think this one's a mini layer. Yeah, so that would be a mini layer, so really shrinks in the area. Kind of depends on what images you're playing with and everything, but yeah, I'm enjoying this one at the moment because I feel like it's a nice, it is literally a halfway house for that layout. Okay, so that's what we got. And when I cut these layers, I end up with a little bit of leftover cardstock, which I then just lop off some ½ inch strips, which are perfect for these skinny sentiments. So that is just an offcut from the bottom there when I cut down the mat on the trimmer. Okay, so there isn't actually any stamping or anything to do on these, so we're just going to layer this together so it's ready. Really, really quick and simple to do. And I think my tape runner may have actually run out. Oh no, not quite. But you can see that red tape appeared there. So that's now out of run out. Okay, so you just open up the case and dispose of the little cartridge in there, and you can just open up the packets with the refills in. Ooh, that's very crinkly paper, sorry, that's probably really loud. And then just drop the new one in so it just lines up on those little spokes there. Put your little clam case back together, wind it on so that the tape is ready to use, and there we are. Okay, and it's even better if you don't run off the edge of your cardstock. Okay, there we go. I do love the tape runners. Completely personal preference as to whether you like the wet glue or a tape runner, but I don't know, I just like it's ready, it's done, you know what I mean, and generally not very messy. Okay, and then just eyeballing that, you know how I do, let's line up the 3 edges here because we know that all those are going to be even and then just press that down at the top, and that's our card base done, ready to receive our embellishments. So I'm just going to bring in some basic white to do that stamping. Okay, so Night of Navy is the outline image ink that we're going to use to complement the so I'm just going to light tapping on the ink pad just to ink that up. I'm going to do 3 of these. Okay, 1, 2, 3, easy peasy, easy peasy. So the image we've got here is it's a 2-step stamping image. I'm going to bring in a 3rd colour in Balmy Blue. Okay, so my original sample, you see, there is the 3rd colour. The base isn't actually in stamping. I've just used the layers. So I'm bringing in Balmy Blue, which will be a nice contrast to the Night of Navy. So I've inked that up and we can see through the photopolymer stamps, okay? And if you just hover over the top, and what I do is I line up this very top, I'll call them leaves because that's essentially what they are. That leaf at the top, okay, and then these 2 leaves that are in a pair down here, they're the ones that I'm using to make sure my stamp's lined up. Okay, so I'm just going to hover over the top and get as close as I can without pressing down, and I'm just looking for that pair at the bottom and that top one. Okay, it may have seen just a hint of the top of my head there, but if you just take your time and look over the top, you should get perfect positioning, and in fact their photopolymer really helps. Okay, so we'll do that again. I'm looking right through that image on the block. Bottom one's lined up, top one's lined up, and press down. So that one's not quite as perfect, but it's near enough. Okay, same again, just looking for that bottom one, top one, and down. So just a few moments just to pause and take your time, and you're going to get a nice result. Okay, so while we've got that out, I've got that little strip here to do our sentiments, so probably should have kept my Night of Navy handy, so let's just grab that. I suppose you could use either colour, but the navy is a nice sort of strong colour for a sentiment, isn't it? So it'll really stand out on the rest of the card. And again, it's really nice straight edge to that stamp. Line it up with the straight edges of your cardstock, and then you'll get a nice straight sentiment. Okay, but really easy, really easy. Okay, so punching out the trees again, the punch is designed to fit round there. So again, I look at that top point, make sure the trunk, that's the word, I was going to say stem, trunk just looks nice and evenly spaced against the top, and just punch those out. Obviously just space your trees out when you stamp them so that you're not going to punch into the sides. So again, looking to line up that trunk, line up the top, beautiful. Same again, and we're done. 3 trees, just like that. And then I'm going to bring in one of our picker punches. So these are great because you've actually got 3 different punches, well 6 actually, 2 designs with 3 different punches that you can use. Okay, so it's designed to accommodate 1/2 inch, 3/4 and 1 inch strips, and you'll get different patterns on the end depending on the thickness of cardstock you're using. Alright, so I find it easier to just slide it in so that the punch is upside down, and you get your strip towards the back and you press it, you can see that it's all the way through, and it just gives you an opportunity just to tweak it slightly if it's not quite straight, just so that it's going to cut nice and evenly there. Give it a squeeze, okay, and it flies everywhere. And we'll do the same on the other end. Okay, so just slot that in, line it up so it looks like it's going to punch evenly. So you're not necessarily restricted by those widths. If it's a fraction out, you can just sort of line it up on the back there. So just a little thing to say, if you are trying to make your banner a particular size, when you cut your strips, just bear in mind you're going to shorten them ever so slightly by punching out those ends. Alright, so you may want to just check that that's going to be suitable for your needs before you commit to it. Right, dimensionals, favourite things in the world, and in fact what I'm going to do is use some edge strips for this, because this is perfect for this kind of thing. So if you just snip away at the edges there, you can actually use that like a little strip there, and then you get a whole heap of extra use out of your dimensional sheets. I'm going to put a couple of dimensionals onto these trees, top and bottom, for those. So that's just a single layer of dimensionals on there. Okay. And then on this one, we're going to double them up. So I haven't got enough on there, so I'm just going to grab my other sheet that I've got ready. But I'm not chucking that away because there's still edge strips that I can use on there. So we're going to put them top and bottom like I've just done, remove the backing, and then put another one over the top. And then I've got a double height, which means that this one will sit proud of the other two on the card when we put it together. Okay, so if I just grab our base, I'm going to position the trees on the edges first, sort of with the bottom boughs just below the centre, just looking to just interject that border just slightly. Okay, if they're not perfectly straight, it don't matter, as in level, really won't matter. And then this one we're just going to put just slightly lower, so it has the illusion of being closer to you, and it is closer to you because it's got two dimensionals on the back, so it just raises it up again. And then we can add our sentiment strip. Now, sometimes tweezers come in handy here because you're doing this and you can't actually see where the edge of your sentiment's going to go. So a pair of tweezers can come in quite handy so that you can actually see where your edges are. Okay, they were just a pair of tweezers I had knocking about. And then my embellishment here is some of the basic pearls, but what I've actually done is gone over those with a coordinating Stampin' Blends marker, so that they will coordinate with, dearie me, I've got jumping jacks. Okay, so your white and clear embellishment you can colour with your Stampin' Blends. Could have left it white, of course, but just to show you, you can coordinate those. And that was actually the Night of Navy blend that I used on there, but it does come out a little paler, which almost makes it look a bit more like the Pacific Point, which is fine. Okay, so there we go. So that's that done. Easy peasy peasy. there's my traditional reds and greens, and I did make another sample in something completely non-traditional just to throw in another thing into the mix, because it is a really simple card. Chuck in some colour combinations, and I've used soft sea foam and blushing bride on this one. Okay, I didn't bring in a third colour on that one. I only thought about that afterwards. Mint macaron would have been a good complementary colour for that. So yeah, there we go. Hope you like it. Links in the description. Nice, quick, easy Christmas cards. Bish bash bosh. Just use a single tree. You can do all sorts of things. Emboss the background. Loads of variations on the theme if you wanted to step this up and make it a bit more extra special for someone. Hope you've enjoyed that. And you will like and subscribe, share it with your friends. I'm always after new subscribers. I'm up to 650 now, so next goal is 700. So yeah, it's incredible, all the support, and thank you all for your comments as well. Take care, stay safe, and I'll see you soon. Bye.